Welcome to Count to 10 Martial Arts School. Welcome back to the Channel 1 News and Internal Service of Count to 10 Martial Arts School. Channel 1 News is a universal news/comedy show covering universal issues. Today's top story: documentation of 10 Commandment Way in my health state. All right. As many, if not all, of the student body at Count to 10 know, I have been teaching all of my life, of course, and that amounts to at least 50 years so far, or so, and possibly even longer than that, because according to science, it's been proved that the sun in the solar system, in this current solar system, is approximately 4.5 billion years old, and it's estimated to be about half of its life. So I could have been teaching for up to 4.5 billion years too so far, and who knows how long, but definitely all my life so far, including in person with my good student, very, very good student, Nicholas Maggiamelli, and including in person not only with Nick, but with classes numbering up to 3 million at a time, and including on the internet. But anyway, we'll start here with the school emblem. You'll Count to 10 Martial Arts School emblem. All right, now this is a documentation of 10 Commandment Way, as aforementioned, and I'm going to cover many of the articles that I've posted so far on the internet that I've taught about for years and years, including all my life. Okay, let's see here. 1, sexual equality. My teaching in 10 Commandment Way regarding sexual equality is that there are, at this time, space, if not always, only four types of sexual orientation: homosexual, asexual, bisexual, and even heterosexual. And all forms of sexual orientation and all types of sexuality, those 4 types, are all equally good, normal, valid, and natural. Always, Roseville, always, period. Sexual equality. All right, 2, equal potential under God. 3, dietary ethic and or ethics. Eating only foods that peoples don't have to die for, nor be necessarily hurt nor harmed at all for to provide. I'm teaching to be primarily vegetarian with some dairy. And I always make the note that for females, at least for humans, they have to be more scientific about their diet because they periodically lose iron, and for obvious reasons, other reasons. But so the girls have to be a little bit more scientific about it, about being vegetarian. All right, let's see here. 4, astral physics, things that have to do with light and or metaphysical concepts or ideas. Astrophysics A, amputee advice. B, the astral body, mind, spirit, being may still be there. C, shadow pain as the evidence. All right, 5, equality. Equality among criminals and ill persons. Equality regarding all evil. Equality regarding religion, regarding all things under God, of course. All right, 6, totalism, the first religion and the oldest religion of the universe. 7, debunking Christianity, Catholicism, and Roman Catholicism. A, eternal thanks for saving my life, personally at least 7 times. 8, spherical evidence. A, regarding force in creation being exerted in all directions. B, spherical versus conal outcomes. 9, the finite universe. An article about life control, eternity, overpopulation, and the cessation of expansion of the universe and rationale, despite redshift. The finite universe. 10. Overpopulation. A, the Safe Sex Act of Alpha Time Space and of 2018, about life control. 11, Warm It Up promotions for Criss Cross, a rap artist band called Criss Cross. Their tune called Warm It Up is currently ranked among the #1 in the universe. 12, artificial intelligence. My article regarding artificial intelligence also includes the potential for AI being one of the types of life form or life forms out here in the universe. At some point, possibly not at this time space, but at some point possibly, and possibly always, potentially at least. All right, 13, the Roswell incident and ET affairs. 14, alternate orientation stalking. Alternate orientation stalking. Something we've had some troubles with out here some time spaces. 15, 10 Commandment Way documentation videos and lessons videos and techniques. Many have been disclosed through YouTube and on the internet so far. And let's see here. 16, communism and analysis. 17, China's immigration situation. China's immigration situation article has to do with China having reached its maximum potential. And several years ago, or actually at least 1 or 2 years ago, having reached its maximum potential and basically having maximized all of its natural resources to the point where any future population or peoples of China are looking at the necessity or requirement of immigrating, because there's just simply no more room, no more resources to support peoples over there. So China's immigration situation, and the peoples of China are kind of famous for being sage peoples that go around teaching the rest of the universe and the rest of the peoples about martial arts and how to find the way and things like that, etc. So it's good for them. But anyway, China's immigration situation. All right, 18, Mission Solar Fire. Mission Solar Fire is a mission regarding a breach discovered in Earth's magnetosphere in 2007 by Themis mission. And Mission Solar Fire is my solution and my mission regarding the hotspot detected in 2007. My initial decision was to conduct a 10-year minimum study before any decisive action to determine what the exact cause of the hotspot was. And after 10 years or so, me and several other of the class, a student by a count of 10, found that ozone depletion was the cause, or is the cause of the breach. And so the solution includes the construction and building of one or more craft which work as giant ozonizers. And basically, what that means is we can fill them up with water, filtered water, in order to preserve life for E.U.D purposes and reasons. Fill them up with water and fly them in the affected regions, and conduct electrolysis through the water, which generates ozone and therefore replenish the ozone layer. And who knows how many times spaces will have to reuse these craft, but the solution includes the construction of these craft, which are currently being built. And also some special credits, associated credits for Mission Solar Fire, the craft construction and building concepts and ideas go to David Sybak, very famous and NASA scientist. He's very heavily involved in the project. All right, 19, the Iran nuclear deal, and the solution. Recently, Iran attempted or decided that they were going to try and form their own nuclear energy program. And my solution includes, but is not necessarily limited to, first of all, the first thing about it regarding nuclear energy, perhaps always, is non-proliferation. Excuse me. My solution includes the fact that since there's a 10,000 year minimum requirement for restabilization, we cannot afford to let one generation affect thousands and thousands of other generations when they won't even have to be around necessarily to deal with the consequences of it. So it's far too dangerous to be be using, and we are currently working on phasing out nuclear energy entirely and turning it off and deactivating it. It's simply too dangerous to be using. So also included in that solution is this point that anyone and anything interested in the field of nuclear energy, being involved in it, must seek, quote, gainful employment with already existing agencies, end quote. So that's some of the solution. All right, 20, the BPDSG project. BPDSG is an acronym for a school project that we have going on regarding shield technology, defense shield technology. It's an acronym, and some of the class knows what it stands for. Some of us don't yet. But stay tuned to Counterton Martial Arts School here on my channel on YouTube and on the internet, my work abroad and on the internet and in person to find out what the BPDSG acronym stands for. All right, 21, one universal family. 22, force training. 22A, total surrender to the force. My teaching in Commandment Way of total surrender to the force. And B, the mistake or evil of prediction of the force or of trying to map the force. All right, 23, the eternal classification of all life forms. 24, the Channel 1 News and Eternal Service of my school, our school. A, associated stories and videos. B, Roberto the cell phone comic videos. Roberto the cell phone comic is a character I invented for comedy relief. Cheer the old universe up. All right, 25, money is a magic power. Very funny article by teaching that money is perhaps the closest thing we have out here to a magic power, because some people will do basically anything for money. And when you have money, you can basically kind of get whatever you would like, but not necessarily, but it kind of works that way. So at any rate, money is a magic power. 26, magic. My teaching about and regarding my magic power called omnipotence. Eternal true fact, interfaction, reality regarding it, that it was a once only thing, and the rationale behind it, and the nature of my magic power called omnipotence. And this article went viral in about 10 minutes. Very interesting subject. And magic is perhaps, if not definitely and absolutely totally, the most difficult subject of all subjects out here in the universe. All right, 27, eternal proof example and or examples of my magic power. I disclosed several examples, one of which was the lightning striking twice in a row over in Council Bluffs, Iowa, over in Carter Lake, Iowa. Just enough to light a dark room during a blackout 2 times in a row at the exact instant that I whimmed in or wished for it in my mind, and or thought of it in my mind, that I whimmed in or wished for more light to see in a room, or for enough light to see in a dark room in a blackout. And 2 times in a row at those exact instants, lightning struck just enough to light the room perfectly 2 times in a row. So funny ones, but all right, 28. The switch over to solar power universally and the phase out of fossil fuels. And this project in this article, the switch over to solar power universally and the phase out of fossil fuels, is related to Mission Solar Fire because it has to do with ozone depletion and pollution. So we are currently phasing out fossil fuels universally and switching over to solar power. It's a much cleaner form of energy, and there's currently a scientific proof and statistic out states that enough solar energy falls on planet Earth, for example, in one day to power the entire planet for 1 year. So we simply can't afford to ignore solar power anymore. We're working very hard and adamantly on it. All right, 29, North Korea's nuclear deal. Solution, same as with the Iran crisis. North Korea was thinking of forming their own nuclear energy program as well. All right, so same solution. All right, 30, unrest in Nepal. There were several dissident citizens in Nepal trying to form a movement of trying to rewrite already existing laws on the books in Nepal. And my solution that I disclosed involved this rationale that The old laws got to be old by being good. And that's why they're still around, because they're good. So my advice and solution regarding the unrest in Nepal was to not allow a revision or rewriting of the books. The old laws got to be old by being good. All right, 31, white hole theory, science and philosophy. White hole theory is my, and or science and philosophy is my idea that there could possibly be such a thing as white holes, which could potentially be like the exact opposites of black holes. So rather than drawing matter or energy or light waves into their event horizons, white holes rather expulse or propulse things out, light and or matter. So possibly working as the exact opposites of black holes. All right, 32, black holes. A, asteroid channeling solution for neutralization. My idea of channeling waste asteroids from an asteroid belt into a threatening or dangerous black hole in an attempt or effort to neutralize it by putting enough matter into it to the point where it neutralizes it to where it cannot draw in any more matter nor energy nor light or anything. So a neutralization technique through an asteroid belt channeling. All right, 33, some of my only last will and testament. 34, formation as a company and various coded communique to and regarding the Universal Defense Team, UDT. 35, UDT Code 1R documentation video of Ten Commandment Way, which documented much of Ten Commandment Way, first form, full stretch, and many of our school project and technique and our techniques. 36, tougher regulations regarding marijuana use. A, my stand against dabs and eating cannabis sativa because of high potency concerns. B, quitting requirements. My quitting requirements regarding marijuana use for humans, for example, are that we have to be able to quit for a minimum of 30 days at all times. You have to be able to prove that you can quit for at least 30 days, and because that's what's required for humans to be sober from marijuana is at least 30 days clean. And really, I recommend at least 60 days actually, because not only do you require the 30 days to become clean and sober, but you also require another reasonable duration of time space sober so that you can compare your sober state with your inebriated state or your high state to be able to make a decision and determine whether you have a problem with it or not. So I'm recommending 30 days at minimum, and really 60 days is a good idea for humans. And since things are relative, there's such a thing as relativity, the time frames and requirements might vary among various life forms. Might be a shorter time frame for like cats, for example, because they have a shorter lifespan. So relativity regarding it. All right, 37, declassified information regarding the history of Ireland. Fun one we had fun with. It disclosed the original 10 families of Ireland that Ireland formed with. All right, 38, confidential medical report and reports. 39, confidential police report and reports to my other authority and authorities. All right, 40, many practical jokes. I'm the highest practical joker out here, and I've had lots of fun. And who knows how much more fun we'll have with it. All right, 41, 15 or more articles I wrote while imprisoned on my teaching assignment and or assignments, beginning with an article titled There is Light. All right, let's see here. 42 promotions of various peoples, including YouTube, NASA, Google, celebrities, and many, many others, including In Vogue, Chris Cross, let's see here, Sandra Bullock, Robert Klein, and many, many other peoples. I'm very actively involved in promotions. All right, 43, defending Sandra Bullock and her adopted and her other kids from internet terrorism and her slander and her character assassination and her cybercrime by way of my posts and rebuttals on the internet, and also by way of a new character I came up with, a freelance writer entitled The Anonymous Ventriloquist, who periodically makes appearances on the internet and posts comments and funny, brain-pleasing, mind-teasing puns, parodies, quips, comedy, humor, sarcasm, satire, puns, and word plays, and wit. Defending Sandra from the crumbs out here. All right, 44, my pincing technique of Ten Commandment Way to treat peripheral neuropathy. Pincing technique is where you pinch the outsides of the nails of your digits of your hands and of your feet in order to stimulate the nerves, which causes good blood flow and good circulation, which gives you good chi. So it's a pincing technique. Pinch the outsides, lightly pinch the outsides of the nails of all of your digits on your hands and on your feet to treat peripheral neuropathy. All right, 46, threefold health. I teach, in medicine, I teach that health is threefold always, or else will always. There's mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. All right, now 47, Stargirl, the idea, concept of a movie I have in my promotions regarding it. I'm hoping to get my good wife Sandra Bullock to play Stargirl in the film, and I'm hoping to land a role as her husband, a humble music teacher. Stargirl is somewhat of a parody or a satire on the street gang Serenos. In the film, Serenos tries to take over the world, and Stargirl, hopefully played by Sandra, is a down-to-earth, funny girl that doesn't technically have any real superpowers, but she uses all of the latest technology of the age, and it's set in the future, to defend planet Earth and to save planet Earth from the evil gang, Planos. All right, 48, the 1 iota technique. The one iota technique is a technique of Ten Commandment Way that we use when and where we start to feel overwhelmed or start to feel like things are getting too heavy, or like we're in danger of knowing too much or having too much knowledge or thinking about too many things, or things are getting too heavy. The 1 iota technique, imagining yourself as the smallest thing ever possible, as 1 iota. And it's a good technique in order to just think about smaller things, not have to concern yourself or worry about things that are too heavy. All right, 48.5, the grain of sand technique, which is a similar technique. Imagining yourself as a single grain of sand and on a beach somewhere, and then asking yourself, what would one grain of sand say to another grain of sand? And a very, very famous student of mine, Nicholas Mangiamelli, once replied to that question, I understand. I understand. All right, 49. Various articles have been posted by me for over 2 months in a row to date at Marco 70818 Nebraska Central Standard Time Space at about 2:25 a.m. on the internet, and I continue to teach Ten Commandment Way on various chat room sites and in person, but on various chat room sites including Chat IW, Chat IB, Talk to Strangers, Butter, Camfrog, NASA Live Feeds, wonderful place, very, very good place. Chat Number 1 Avenue and other chat room sites. All right, 50, the fictional only always nation / kingdom / country / realm / place and or company of me, capital M-E. The fictional only always nation of me is a concept that I developed during some of my teaching assignments inside some of my facilities. And we plan to make a movie out of it at some point because it's an interesting subject. Basically, it's based on the idea of a person who possibly suffered from mental illness or schizophrenia or delusions of grandeur or whatnot, some type of mental illness or whatnot, possibly schizophrenia or paranoid schizophrenia, whom decided to form his own country called the Nation of Me. So fictional only always, but it's a lot of fun for us. All right, 51. Medicine is an insta-quack business. By teaching that being a doctor and being involved in the field of medicine, is especially being a doctor, and this is really regarding doctors, but medicine is an insta-quack business. That means that being a doctor is such an important job and involves so many things, and is such an imperative job regarding life. The things that one teeny tiny, itty bitty, the teeniest, tiniest little itty bitty screw up earns you the title of Instaquack. Always regardless of always. That's the way the medicine business always is. It's an Instaquack business. It's too important of a job to be screwing up about. All right, 52. All of my YouTube articles, videos, and posts. 53. My LinkedIn articles, including training experience, work experience, and my eternal title as an eternal martial art instructor at Captain Martial Arts School, teaching Ten Commandment Way only, always, regardless of all, always, period. And regarding my title, well, first of all, my training experience has been all of my life, which amounts to over 50 years at minimum so far, and possibly, according to radiocarbon dating, up to 70 million years at least so far that I've been training. And who knows actually how long, as I stated before, possibly up to 4.5 billion years or so far already. But all my life, no matter what, and possibly aforementioned too, but so I've been training all my life, and I've been training diligently every day, a daily practice, going through first form, full stretch, and technique and techniques every day since September of 1993, which is well over 24 years in a row. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, and regarding my title, my eternal title is very simple. It is Eternal Martial Art Instructor of Ten Commandment Way only at Captain Martial Arts School, Copyright 1, Patent 1, only, always, regardless of all, always, period. I am 100% totally, fully licensed, permitted, certified, warranted, bonded, insured, skilled, trained. Let's see here. Licensed, permitted, certified, warranted, bonded, insured, skilled, trained, licensed, and legalized, and proved and documented, and universally sanctioned eternal martial art instructor of Ten Commandment Way only, always, regardless of all, always, period. All such has already been totally 100% proved, proven, and verified a long time space ago. Always, regardless of all, always, period. As has all and anything and everything, huh? Now that title covers all that I am and all that I do. Always, regardless of all, always, period. My full title is so arduous and difficult to think of and to write down and to mention that I typically, if not always, settle for just Eternal Martial Art Instructor. Easier. I am technically a Master of all vocation and invocations, and I'm technically a full enlisted member and otherwise legally authorized and permitted member of all, including all armed forces. Always, regardless of all, always, period. But I'm also the humblest of all, only, always, regardless of all, always, period, too. So I understand and I stay humble about it. All right, 54. My posts and articles on Sandra Bullock's celebrity news gossip sites. Had some fun with those. All right. 55. Instructional videos. Lessons in Ten Commandment Way, including, and these are, some of them were alone and some of them were with my very good student Nick, including the double-handed trap, drop the wallet, defense against the punch, the duck cross hook, go around. Go around is a lesson regarding avoiding bad neighborhoods go around. All right, let's see the 4 basic punches of Ten Commandment Way, 4 basic kicks of Ten Commandment Way, double strikes, force training, and also I did disclose an advanced technique that was developed highly and hilariously by myself and with Nicholas Manumelli, which was a double-fisted technique, which I will disclose again at a later date. And the duck cross hook was classified as a pretty heavy, tough street move, and there was some warnings or advice regarding it to be careful with it, as was there regarding the 4 basic punches of the Ten Commandment Way. All right, now 56, music and the resolution. I teach about always resolving in music and the resolution in music, and its medicinal value, and it's being medicinal in nature, the resolution in music being medicinal in nature. And let's see, music ethics regarding that, and also music theory chats and articles out here at various places. 57, the Karma Sutra, the definite A and B, the definite good side and evil side of it, some of it at any rate. The good side equals stay with the force. And the evil side equals confusing force training with good sex, or a misunderstanding or a mistake. Something that we're working on out here. All right, let's see here. 58, equal force capacity through covalency for a fly person to defeat a human if the human is screwing up by a covalency with the force or with something else or with the human's body. Covalency is an advanced physics subject that might bear further study by the class. So if you're interested in finding out what covalency is, look it up in the dictionary and find out what it is. It involves sharing electrons to gain or attain equal force scientifically because of eternal universal justice. So in the example of a fly versus a human, the fly can buzz you into insanity or buzz you into motor setting you, making you bump into a street sign or making you fall down, etc. Or possibly gain equal force regardless of weight differential or any factor or factors in Ten Commandment Way. There's always a way. There's always a way to win no matter what the matchup is. Be it an ant versus an elephant, be it a fly versus a human, there's always a way in Ten Commandment Way to win. All right, now 59. Modus operandi is identified. Depressing subject, but I've identified several types of MOs out here, including 1, varianceology, the attempt to cause or create variance from what the real universe always is, which is only the best possible universe ever existing. All right, impossibilityology, the attempt at the impossible, such as by trying to change the perfect universe, or to cause variance, or to succeed at any and or all and or every evil. It's quite impossible. All right, see partialism, the new religion, the non-total approach. An attempt at an antithesis to Ten Commandment Way, and a pitiful, pathetic, failing attempt. Partialism. All right, D, changeology. Attempt to change reality. A, Googlexia. F, questionitis. G, Ten Commandment Way, The Chartered Path to Good Health and Universal Justice, a book that I wrote, which documents and contains much writing regarding many various type of MO or MOs. Depressing subject. All right, 60, power tripping and or power trips as a way to classify evil, such as the attempt or attempts to be God by other peoples, or trying to be God or play God, attempts by other peoples. Attempts and or attempts to usurp or obtain or acquire my magic power called omnipotence. So power tripping or power trips as a way to classify all evil. All right, 61. Male dominance complex and or complexia. A, based on physical aspects or factors of males versus female, human example. be the point of, doesn't it require more strength to bear children, perhaps even just physically? And thus, childbearing peoples, in this human example, females on earth during these times, at least, with equal potential under God in mind, in all things and regarding all things. Let's see here, doesn't require more strength to bear children, even just physically. Yeah, so the point that childbearing peoples, for this human example, could, if not definitely are, could be, if not definitely are, physically stronger to be able to bear children. All right, and see the point of childbearing peoples possibly having a scientifically proven higher threshold for pain, such as with child labor or in general. All right, now 62 promotions. Promotions including of my childhood buddies Pat McMahon, Steve Wilson, Jason Sutton, and Mike McClory for being signed to the Boston Red Sox Major League Baseball team ASAP. My associated YouTube and NASA Live Feeds chat room teaching assignments and raps about Pat and the crew. I disclosed location and history information to my good peoples through NASA YouTube. And I'm trying to get Pat McMahon, Steve Wilson, Jason Sutton, and Mike McClory, my childhood buddies, been playing baseball together all their lives since they were itty bitty kids, signed to the Boston Red Sox team for at least $2 million each net. Now, of course, they can earn a lot more than that in the Major League Baseball team, but they're worth at least $2 million each. Give them at least 40 years of security. All right, B. Promotions B. J-Rock, rotation number 112. Rap song that sounds good that I've been promoting lately. All right, let's see here. Some more MOs. Depressing subject, but uncertainty or uncertaintyology. The attempt to make any and under all people and or peoples uncertain regarding anything, under everything, under all. Uncertaintyology. Let's see, also the old Rob doesn't know all, always itis. Claim that I don't know all and anything and everything, always, regardless of always. Which is a total lie, always. That's my job, to know all, always. All right, recently an article regarding a martial artist named Chuck Liddell, regarding his mohawk haircut. I'm trying to get him to go bald. Trying to get him to go all the way bald because he's honored the Mohican Nation, the Mohawk Nation, so much and so many times that I'm just trying to get him to try all the way bald instead of just mohawk for a while. For important reasons, which I've already disclosed on the internet. All right, 65. Serenos praise for tracing. I recently praised some of the my good people of the Sereno Street Gang for a thing that we call, in Ten Commandment Way, we call tracing, which is where we trace the origins of our food before we eat, and typically during or after our saying of grace before meals. So, for example, when we're about to eat some cheese, we think about the origin of the cheese, and we think about the cows peoples that it comes from. And we give thanks or be thankful for the cows peoples. They're helping us stay alive with our life and our health. So when we eat cheese, we think of the cows. We eat bread, we think of the wheat peoples. When we drink orange juice, we think of the orange trees peoples. So tracing, including being thankful and tracing all the things regarding our foods, including all the soil, sunlight, time, love, energy, water, space, peoples, life, all the things including and regarding our foods. Tracing. And many of my Serenos have been being very, very good about that for a long time now, so I decided to go out and praise them a little bit about it. All right, 66. Food and shelter, including monies for and regarding all, always, regardless of all, always at minimum. Life in existence is a totally dumb idea without it. Dumb. we're not that dumb. So I'm always actively involved, and of course, as with all things, Ten Commandment Way is always regarding and about eternal universal defense, and that includes all life and the support of all life. So my teaching is that what I'm always involved in and funding and working on is that we have to have food and shelter for and regarding all, always, regardless of all, always, period, at minimum. Life and existence is a dumb idea without that. And also my teaching that eternal universal defense is technically and literally what everything and anything and all is always for. All the money, all the food, all the shelter, every single little thing in the universe, the entire universe, is for eternal universal defense only, always. For always, well, always. That includes all the money. That's what it's all for, and that's what it's all being used for. All right, 69. The average net required for humans on Earth right now to fund a lifetime. I've disclosed some figures, and our average lifespans for humans. These were human examples, but the average lifespan for humans on Earth right now is about 80 to 100 years, which is amazing. And the net required for humans for a lifetime of food and shelter is about, I've got it estimated, about $5 or $6 million. So I've informed several of the class of this figure as our minimum goal for each of us. So it's just kind of neat to know what our goal should be. All right, let's see here. Briefly, I've covered something that I call the classified subject called the dummy draw, or dummy draw techniques. Self-explanatory. Not going to talk too much about it here, but. And also regarding dummy draw techniques, the difference between a good dummy draw technique and entrapment. Big difference. All right, let's see the next one. There's only one universe. Looks like 70 or 71. There's only one universe, and to say otherwise is a misunderstanding or misinterpretation of what universe means. There is no such thing as a multiverse or multiverses. There's technically only one universe. All right, let's see here. Let's see, I recently praised a member of a great, super good band called Average White Band. His first name is Hamish. And I recently praised him for being one of the greatest looking guys on the planet. The most beautiful looking guys I've ever seen in my life, possibly in the universe, and that's possibly just one of his things. But so praising Hamish recently on the internet. All right, for looking that good. All right, let's see here. Some of my teaching, during my teaching assignments in some of my facilities, including at the Douglas County Correctional Center, the DCCC, a good place, with a character I called, a puppet character called Starving Master. Starving Master performed puppet shows while he was inside in order to earn extra food. All right, and we have an upcoming article coming up soon regarding sentience of all life forms, the realization and teaching that I teach that there is sentience among all peoples, among all life forms, really. I mean, animals think, bug peoples think, plants peoples think, all life forms think and are sentient. So it's a mistake that we see many, many times among many humans, thinking that humans are the only life forms that are sentient. It's absolutely ridiculous. The animals, people get really, really tired of it. All right, let's see here. Also an article on baptism, the good side of it, the evil side of it, some of it. The good side equals water cleans, so cleaning yourself is good. And the evil side of it is, some of it anyway, is that the idea of some sort of yoke tied to your neck or spirit, etc., or that rests on you and sews you into bondage, etc. And this concept is sometimes associated with the Christian or Catholic or Roman Catholic concept of the Holy Spirit, which is a gross idea to me. The idea of other people's or any or all people's spirits or persons or beings or minds or bodies or spirits intermingling, especially spirits though, in particular spirits, intermingling with other people's spirits, dwelling within other people, which is totally ridiculous and stupid and yucky. It's a gross idea. I prefer the truth, fact, interfaction, reality, which is individuality. No intermingling. All right, let's see here. We're getting close here. Let's see here. Oh, we have also have a school project called Discovery. It's an acronym for a craft that we're building that I'm funding. It's an acronym that stands for Discovery. It stands for Deep Investigation, Submersible, Cooperative, Verification, Exploration, Research Yacht. She's built like a sea tortoise. We're still investigating external characteristics and physiology only, as agreed in our conventions and council and discussions with many, many animal peoples. A long time space ago, and we definitely agreed in our conventions and councils that that the study was to be external only. We're not studying internal characteristics or factors of sea tortoises or sea turtles regarding this project, with respect to them for their privacy and copyright infringement and stuff like that. So, all right, and disclosure of that project on 07/24/18 Nebraska Central Standard Time Space between 10 and 10:43 p.m. on NASA Live feeds at YouTube. All right, let's see here. Oh, funding one of my good and promoting one of my good student, Nick Mangiamelli's, some of his projects, including his books. He's working on some science fiction books right now, and also his upcoming rap artist recording career under his copyrighted name and gimmick, which is possibly somewhat of a parody on Master George Lucas's Star Wars. But his rap character's stage name is Only One Shinobi. And Only does have at least one very good rap song out. For short, right now we're calling it About to Go Ham. All right, let's see here. Also, an article that I posted, and I will probably post again in the future, which is called the TPIC, the Total Piano Instructional Course, or Total Piano Instruction Course. It's a comprehensive total piano instruction course that I devised and developed several years ago for the benefit of the class so that they can learn about music and music theory. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, in Ten Commandment Way, of course, Ten Commandment Way is a 100% totally completed martial art, always regardless of always. It consists solely and only of 100% total obedience of my 10 commandments at all times, spaces, and always, regardless of always, period. That's it. That's all there is to it. Ten Commandment Way, as for my claim, my eternal claim, etc., is the one and only total martial art, and the one and only 100% totally unbeatable, undefeatable, uncompromisable, unbreakable, and unchangeable, and best possible defense ever possible for and regarding all, always, regardless of always, always, regardless of always, period. It's the number one ranked and oldest and first martial art in the universe only, always, regardless of always, period. Ten Commandment Way does account for all things. It does encompass all ranges of motion and all type of movement and all type of combat technique and or techniques, always. It is the only art that is like that. But that doesn't change the good of all other art. This is also a component of my teaching. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Excuse me, just a moment here. Let me review for a moment here. All right, looks like that's about it. I think that's just about it here. Yep, except for what I'm going to finish up this videography with, and this documentation with, and that is my disclosure and listing of what the real 10 Commandments are, always, regardless of all, always, period. And a little bit more regarding 10 Commandment Way. Now, I use a 100 belt ranking system in 10 Commandment Way, which consists of 10 belts with 10 degrees within each belt. So a 100 belt system. The belts of 10 Commandment Way from lowest to highest are black belt, gray belt, brown belt, green belt, blue belt, purple belt, red belt, orange belt, yellow belt, and finally white belt. And there are 10 degrees within each belt. So for example, a 3rd degree brown belt is a higher rank than a 5th degree brown belt. Now all colors are good, always regardless, always including the black belt. And however, in 10 Commandment Way, the black belt represents negativity, which is shed through the training, eventually arriving at graduation and the point of enlightenment, and becoming a 10th degree white belt. All my good peoples and all good peoples of the universe is and are a practitioner and a practitioners of 10 Commandment Way, always regardless of always, whether they enter it, know it yet or not. Because that is a prerequisite to life and to existence. That's what it means to be, to live, and to exist, is to be good and to do good, always, regardless of always. 10 Commandment Way defines the real, eternal line between good and evil. It defines what good and evil is. All good equals obedience of the 10 Commandments, always, regardless of always, and all evil equals disobedience of the 10 Commandments, always, regardless of always. It's very simple. And it reminds me that one of my other articles and teaching that I have done out here regarding 10 Commandment Way is the eternal truth, factor, and facts and reality, that there's only 2 paths in the universe, the good path and the evil path. There is no gray area. So you're either on the good path or you're on the evil path, and they never mix. So 2 component meanings to the one entire universal reality. 2 paths to the universe. That is the science and philosophy of 10 Commandment Way, in my teaching. This halo keeps falling back off and on. All right, so at any rate, once any student and or students reach or attain the rank of 10th degree white belt and graduate, they enter it, become bona fide angels with 2 pure white indestructible wings and a halo with 10 points of light. And once any student or students graduate, the enter it cannot ever nor always ever go below that rank ever again. It's impossible to. Let's see here. Let's see what else. Some other things regarding 10 Commandment Way. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, at a later date, I'm currently working on this. Well, first of all students and practitioners of 10 Commandment Way do always have a spirit gi and a spirit belt at all time spaces. And all practitioners of 10 Commandment Way do hold at least 1 belt at all time spaces. There's always real rank and order in the universe. The highest rank that all else can ever attain in 10 Commandment Way is the 2nd degree white belt. I alone, ever and always, hold the 1st degree white belt. Always, regardless of always, period. So for all else, the highest rank that they can ever attain, that they can ever attain is the second-degree white belt. But graduating and reaching the rank of 10th degree white belt is always only the ultimate accomplishment, the lifetime achievement, the total accomplishment achievement, the total lifetime achievement and goal. And all graduates should be and have to be 100% totally happy and pleased and joyful and happy about and regarding the 10th degree white belt rank. Always, regardless of always, the total achievement, lifetime achievement. It's the lifetime achievement award. It's the ultimate accomplishment always. And even after that, but even then, after that, there's still work. You can still work all the way up to the second degree white belt. All right, so let's see here. I think what else we covered here for Ten Commandment Way. Covered so many things. The music kata. There's a music kata. And incidentally, I do require all of my students to read the Holy Bible at least one time, from front to back, at least one time. And the real Ten Commandments, which I will disclose at the end of this videography, are contained in the collection of scriptures known as the Holy Bible. Always, regardless of all, always, period. Though not all of them are listed directly in Exodus 20. There's only 6.7 of the real Ten Commandments listed in Exodus 20. But the real Ten Commandments are preserved and contained in writing in the collection of Holy Scriptures known as the Holy Bible. And they may be worded variously, but the meaning is the same, always. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. I guess that's probably about it for now. I put this document up for Eternal Universal Defense Reason and Reasons. And that includes for a body of work for the student body in the class at Couch 10 Martial Arts School to periodically study. And there's a lot of information on this video and in this video. So don't feel like you have to absorb all of it right away. Study as much of it as you legally deserve to. But it's there for the student body to study. And it's there for eternal universal defense, only, always, regardless of always in the first place. All right, in Ten Commandment Way, I always teach, go through first form, full stretch, and technique and techniques every day. It's a daily practice. First form consists of reciting and or memorizing the real Ten Commandments while massaging or stretching 10 areas of your body, mind, and or spirit or being. Or being typically done with the hands or feet because 10 digits, 10 commandments makes sense. So we gently massage or stretch out 10 areas of our mind, body, or spirit or being while reciting and memorizing the 10 commandments. We always do it in the exact same order because it's easier to remember that way if you always do it the exact same way. Now, all practitioners of Ten Commandment Way and all good peoples can count to 10. Even peoples that don't have 10 digits on their hands or 10 digits on their feet. You can use 10 freckles. You can use 10 teeth. There's always a way. All right, so suffice to say, I will finish up with going through first form and reciting and listing what the real Ten Commandments always are. Always, regardless of all, always. The only real Ten Commandments. All right, show off a little bit here. Bring his muscle tone. Oh, yeah. All right, first form. The real Ten Commandments are: I will not kill. I will not lie. I will not steal. I will not commit adultery. I will not take the Lord's name in vain. I will not covet anything of my neighbor's. I will love my neighbor's myself. I will not bear false witness against my neighbor. I will honor all. I will remember the Lord's Sabbath day to keep it holy. I will do unto others as I would have them do unto me. I will hold no God before the real Lord God, nor make for worship any image. Always, regardless of all, always, period. And that is it. That's all there is to it. And as I said before, Ten Commandment Way does account for all things and for all and anything and everything. Always, regardless of all, always. It's the only martial art that does that. It accounts for all things, including magic, including all types of warfare, all types of combat, including even things that can't exist, things that aren't possible, such as a semi-tractor trailer falling out of the sky on your head. You name it, Ten Commandment Way accounts for it. And in some of our future combat technique and our techniques of Ten Commandment Way, I will be also disclosing the concept and a technique of defend your sphere. All right, that's it for now, and I finish with a request and my advice to all peoples and my message to all peoples and to the entire universe, always, regardless of all, always. My last words, my eternal last words to all peoples and to the entire universe. Those words are, on Halo, get my Halo up again, there we go. Those words are, count to 10, that's it.